Well, today what happened was there was a big chunk taken out of the front of the porch where you step off of it right here. And what I did was I just patched it up. I'm going to show you how I did it. Now we're going to fix this porch. Right here, it's kind of normal. This porch is about 50, 60 years old. You can see the top is peeling off. And right here it's cracked. There's even a little crack behind it. And they tried to fix it before. You see that metal right there? You can't preach enough about rebar. You never know with rebar. It expands and it breaks everything apart. So I can't rip it out of there. I gotta leave it in. So I'm gonna try to make this stick. But let's look down here. See that crack that goes right through here? They poured this right into the top cap and it held on and it cracked it here. So I know just by looking at it, there's a crack going right through. So what I'm going to do is kind of scar it up first, and then I'm going to pour it. Here's what I'm going to do with this. I got my little grinder. I even have a little Amazon site where you can buy them blades. They're only 15 bucks or something. A little grinder. I'm just going to scar it up like this. I got it scarred up real good. You could see how deep I went. I made some extras to make sure it sticks. Now since we did that, we're going to wash it off good. Anytime we're dealing with this kind of cement, we got to make sure it's wet for one thing. We want to get all the dust off for the second thing. What we're going to do is form this. So kind of got an idea here where I want it to go and the reasons why. So I got it there for my ledge. You see the ledge? And right here, I don't want the cement going down in there, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a little sand. I'm going to put the sand in there and pack that sand. I don't want the cement all going down there. Just like that. Doesn't have to be perfect because no one's going to be down there looking. I got the sand packed down in there. Going to wet it again. See how fast that's drying? I don't want that. I want that soaked. I want that wet. Now, I'm putting this form up like this. Just to hold that against there. Let's look at it this way. See, now I just got to fill this pocket in here with the cement out. For this repair, I'm just using a mortar mix. They say mortar. I don't look at it as mortar anymore. I look at it as concrete. It does such a good job, I never had a problem with it. I'm going to mix some of this up. Add a little bit of water. I'm going to go with that right now. Okay, and like I told you, gotta make sure it's wet. So good and wet. Now I'm just going to put it in. It's getting hard already. I want to plaster it up into those ridges I left. So that's what I want it to stick to. So get it in the ridges really good. I'm really content. I did a good job getting them in the ridges. And then I just fill it up. Stuff's getting hard already. Get everything out of the way here. It's hard to see when the sun is It's looking good though. Like I said, it's getting hot already. I'm gonna get it somewhere close here. Like I said, make sure it's wet first. Don't want to stick unless it's wet. So bleed it in. The sides, it has to be wet. So, I'm pretty happy with it. Now I got my edger, see the edger? Gonna run it around the top here. It's an edger, we call that. That looks good. Now let's get the sponge. Run around the top here. You can kind of gauge it a little better. Sometimes I use a cement towel that don't have any sand in it. But I don't think this case it matters. Feeling good about it. That's good. Run that edger over it again. Give it a few minutes, we'll take the forms off. So we could just see, oh, it's getting hard already. So we got to get that form off pretty quick. And anytime we take a form off of this stuff, you don't take it straight off, you hit it sideways. And that's the end of that one. We're looking under here. Get this out of here. That out of there. That out of there. So that's looking okay for the way we formed it. Now we just got to fill in the little spots. Top looks good. Talk about that a little later. Now I got to fill this in here. Make that look a little better. Just put that there. I'm going to mix some more Rapid Set up. One of the problems with Rapid Set is it's hard to get rid of these, I don't know what you call them, honeycombs. So you kind of got to go over it a little bit. The stuff dries so fast that it's almost impossible to get them off. I just did a whole porch, not a whole porch, but a half a porch. I'm like 30 videos behind. One of these days I'll get that out. Show you how I did the same thing. And then get that up in there. Like that. And a little bit over here. See, it's still soft enough to scrape it. If you're like a sculptor, what you're trying to do is get it where it's all working for you. That's that. Then you get your sponge, go over the top of it. That. A little bit on your sponge if you wanted to. Get those honeycombs, as we call them. that, no big deal. Ain't no big deal. We're just getting it done. Now, I'm gonna come back a little later maybe. If we see anything that don't look right, we'll do it again. No big deal. So it's looking good a couple hours later. If I want to really sharpen it up, that would sharpen it up. Let me show you another little thing here. I'm going to pull this out of here. I'm going to pull this off of here. This is the diamond blade. And I'm going to put on this thing. Just like that. You could take this wheel, you see that wheel? And they got some high spots up here. This is where the paint started or whatever they had. You could just grind it down. And you could go over your whole porch like that and then just paint it with a deck or a stucco paint. So a couple secrets there. Now we want to give it the test. It's only a couple hours long, but nothing wrong with it. So when I do a job like that, I use the mortar mix, the rapid set. Back in the old days, you'd have to form it, put your Portland in, you'd have to wait a couple days to go back. Now a couple hours later, you're done. If it was real fine fill-ins, I'd use the Cementol, it's fine, and you can see that on my concrete step repair. And then I just paint it. It's like doing body work to a car. I use this as a grinder and I grind it down. I have sometimes a little site at in my description box. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Mike Haduck, and that's it.